It's the Jeff and Katie Show. Hi, everybody. You can see that our special guest is already here. There's Katie Doll, and we're going to kick it off with... It's Sunday and you're on the go.
At 4 o'clock, it's time to slow.
'Cause everybody that you know is
watching.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff.
No, the Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff.
No, the Jeff and Katie Show.
Maybe it's commutable.
It's simply irrefutable.
No matter what, we know that you'll be watching.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show. Commutable.
Refutable.
Disputable.
Delusional.
No matter what, we know that you'll be watching.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
Math.
Oh, play it, James.
Woohoo!
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show.
The Jeff and Katie Show.
The Katie and Jeff Show. Commutable.
Refutable.
Disputable.
Delusional.
No matter what, we know that you'll be watching. The Jeff and Katie Show.
And Valcq.
Yay!
Yay!
Welcome to James Valcq. Hi, James.
Hi,
Thanks
Jeff.
for venturing up from Sturgeon Bay.
How about that? I had my passport stamped and everything.
I know, you have to these days. That's right.
I rarely get north of Valmy. You know.
And that is already foreshadowing.
Yes, I love this. Math and literary devices. Those are
Literary
gonna be our
devices.
features.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, so this is James Valcq over here. And somebody said to me, you never tell us who you are. So I'm Katie Doll. They gave me this job because I have the name Katie. And this is Jeff Herbst.
It fit the song.
All the,
I don't know
all
why
the
they gave him-
things to have to announce
Yes, right.
on the Jeff and Katie Show.
I know. What
That's
a horror.
hysterical.
Yes.
So, James, yes. James is in Sturgeon Bay because he is co-artistic director of TAP, Third Avenue
Playhouse.
Yeah, and we're going to talk some about that, too, a little
Oh,
later.
goody.
I know. Well, we usually like to kick things off with should we talk? Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Northern
Yes,
Sky.
let's do that.
Because we have some events coming up. We have an unbelievably busy month ahead of us.
Yeah.
I was writing tomorrow is a board meeting,
Yeah.
of which Katie Doll is a member
I'm
of
on
the
it.
board.
Mhm.
And so you probably got the board packet.
I sure did. I read it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And
It was beautifully written artistic director report.
I know, wasn't it?
Yes.
But you know what it mostly was, which is what I'm going to talk about. It was a list
Yeah.
of everything that we have done this past month and everything that we are going to do this coming month because, honestly, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And one of the things that's going to be coming up on Saturday, which is going to be really fun, it's going to be our first live cabaret event on this patio. Now,
Live virtual interactive cabaret.
Oh, that's right. Live.
Yes.
When life gives you Clemens. Isn't that clever?
Oh, boy.
Huh? Yes, Doug Clemens is going to do a one-man cabaret. Colin Welford's going to be playing for him. So they'll be live on this patio, and you can join them by going to our website, our brand new designed website. That's all about our virtual season. And you can register for the Doug Clemens Cabaret, which is on Friday,
Saturday.
August... What?
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. Yes, you're right. Saturday, August 29th at 7 p.m.
And they'll be right here live.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't want to miss that. Watch, everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And I think Doug Clemens is also going to be doing some kind of a
Zumba
class, right? Out here on the patio too.
Some sort of aerobics something on Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
yes.
that.
Yes. And I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but we double Doug dare you to come to both of the next 2 weeks events because we have another special Doug related event. I don't know if you can think of any other Dougs involved in the Northern Sky Theater family, but if you could, they might
Would it rhyme with Pran?
Mesky? Yes, right. Exactly.
That old rhyme.
That old rhyme. Yeah, Doug Manchesky's going to be doing a playlist like Mary Seberg did, choosing the songs that have meant the most to him, that he liked over the years of his now 23 years of Northern Sky experience.
Since he was
So-
5, he's been performing.
So yeah, since he was 5, that he will love you for saying that. So so Doug is putting together a list. It's a really interesting list. You know, if you could get into Doug Manchesky's head and figure out what you
Ooh,
thought
boy.
he would choose, I know, right?
Stop right there.
Oh, no. Yeah, stop right there, please. That makes my head explode. So we have that, and then we also, this past, was it Friday night? I don't know, one of these last
Friday.
nights. Friday night, we had a premiere of Songs of Hope, which was really lovely. And it's still available. You can go on the website, you can register, and you can still get Songs of Hope, and you can view that. And we're going to do a song that was sort of from that. And I'll explain that a little later.
Where you can actually get anything we've done in the past on our virtual season. It's like 5 things you can get right now on our website. It's sort of amazing.
Yeah.
We are the Netflix of Door County theaters. I say it again.
We
It's
are.
true. Yes.
Yeah, and you can binge watch the Jeff and Katie show. Now you can have 12 episodes. This is our 13th episode.
Isn't it amazing?
You're lucky number 13, James.
Wow.
I know.
Isn't it amazing?
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it's been good. So
Yeah.
anyway, those are all the things that are happening at Northern Sky.
And
that
if you would like to
and more.
support any of those things, and especially our new play development, which is important.
Segue queen over there.
I'm good at segues. I was a debater in high school. I was a champion debater.
Of course you were.
Yes. So
Pick your topic, Katie Doll. Pick your topic.
well, we had a lot of morality versus utilitarianism versus
Ooh.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Capital punishment. Many things came up in climate change. At any rate, those things are not what I'm talking about now. What I'm talking about now is the fact that if you would like to support our work, which alas they have not decided to give us everything for free just because we can't have any shows. So things that still cost money can be supported at our virtual bucket. We've got a little bucket and it's on PayPal. And the way you get to it is you go in your browser, you write paypal.me/abuck in the bucket. And then you drop a $5 or a $20 or a $1,000 bill in that bucket right
Who's
there.
on the $1,000 bill?
Well, you should know as a presidential trivia
I
buff.
think it's McKinley.
There isn't a $1,000 bill.
I think there is.
No, someone tell us, but you let
There's a
us know.
500. You know who's on the 500?
I did know there was one, but is it Grant? No, he's
It is
on
Grant.
Oh,
Katie Doll.
Wow.
Very good. I think McKinley was on the 1,000. It might not be out of
Wow.
circulation now.
wow. Okay,
We'll find out.
good.
Somebody will tell us because
Yes.
they have access to the web.
I'll scroll the comments down so we can see them.
Let's talk a little bit about your history, Katie and James. James and I will cover some of our history a little later, but Katie Doll and James Valcq, when did you guys first meet? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember it well. We met at Door Shakespeare.
In
Oh.
2010, right?
Yes.
Yes. James and I had been working at Door Shakespeare for a number of years, and it was your first year working there, right?
No, I
Oh.
was there in 2009.
Oh,
But
okay.
you weren't there
I was
in any
not.
capacity.
No, I was at
Oh.
AFT.
Oh yeah,
that year.
doing Sunsets and S'mores.
Yeah. So yes, I was all aflutter because I had heard that James Valcq, the noted composer, was to appear with me in, as my co-star. We were really the most important people in the play, if I recall.
We were.
Roving Troubadours.
Yes, I think James had a real part.
I had a real part.
James was a friar.
You played the friar?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
the friar.
Yeah, but no, James
Fried,
had a.
it's dry, or I was the friar.
But anyway, so I was very excited, and then and we really hit it off, wouldn't you say, James?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Fast friends and a million laughs, a few chortles as well.
And
And more, maybe not more importantly, but certainly as importantly, you ended up collaborating together.
that's right.
Which is-
Emily Coulson and I were writing a
Did.
play. We
And
did.
that, well, I'm wondering if that actually started that very first summer or if it was the next one, because we did do 2 summers together at Door Shakes.
Yeah, but I'm fairly sure that we
I think
we
you're right.
started hoping that you would be on board. Emily Coulson and I had already been working on this play about German POWs picking cherries for a long time, and then James appeared in our lives, and as I mentioned, he's a noted composer. So we asked him if he would like to be involved, and we had many conversations. And
Well, my first reaction was I was flattered to be asked, but I said I had heard some of Katie's music by that point. It was a little later on in the summer, and I was more familiar with your work. And I said, well, I'd be really interested in hearing a Katie Doll score for the theater. That's something I would really love to hear. And Katie said, well, that's something like, well, so would I, but I don't think I'm ready yet. And I begged to differ, but with her superior debating skills,
That's-
she won.
Yeah, she won.
And roped me in, and I'm ever so glad that she did. That was just a
Yeah.
great experience working with you and Emily, and they both co-wrote the book and lyrics, and to this day, lo, these many years later, 10 years
Yeah.
later, since the first overtures were made, I still don't know who wrote what. I have some, my own ideas, but I really don't know, which lyrics are joint efforts, or how much
interesting.
of it is a joint effort, or how much is a tag team on their part. I really don't know,
Very
and I really
symbiotic.
don't care.
Sometimes I don't know either.
Well, good.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Right. I do remember the ones that that James made us make better than they were. I mean, I definitely, James is very good at saying, this is not from your top drawer. Please open the higher drawer
Open
of
higher
your lyrical
drawer.
brain.
See what's in there.
Yes.
That's funny.
Just
That's
so help.
good.
I think about that all the time now.
So
when
the
I'm writing.
thing that we'd like for you guys, the other thing that you collaborated on in a way, you wrote a song for the Shakespeare show that you appeared
Well,
in
that's
together.
how I got in the door Shakespeare. Now it can be told,
Uh-huh.
lo, these many years later. Well, other than that stint I had in Guys on Ice, which for those of you who saw the reunion, yes, I was Ernie the Moocher.
Yeah.
One memorable year, memorable because they recorded it,
Yeah,
much
1998.
to my chagrin. 99.
98 was the
Anyway,
premiere,
I
99.
hadn't been an actor since college, really, since undergrad. And in 2009, 2008, late, I started acting again. And in 2009, I actually got my equity card.
Oh.
So, I called Suzanne,
Yeah.
my old friend Suzanne at George Shakes. And I
Suzanne
said,
Graff.
Yeah, Suzanne
yes,
Graff.
the very same.
Uh-huh.
And said, I'd really like to do some Shakespeare now. And she said, you would? Well, but before I made this overture, I'm using up too much time. This is a pretty good story. I was
Yeah.
in a show at First Stage,
Uh-huh.
and it was like the all-stars of Milwaukee theater, all the best male actors. It was about pirates, so there were a lot of men in it. And all these wonderful male actors, and me, who had just gotten his equity card. So Todd Denning was playing the lead pirate, and I know that he had done a lot of Shakespeare and directed a lot of Shakespeare, and it's a long run there. So I said, okay, Todd, you've been working with me for 2 months now. Is there a part in Merchant of Venice that you would cast me in right now, knowing my work?
Oh.
And he said, well, yeah, you could be so-and-so and so-and-so, or you could absolutely be, with your eyes closed, Solario or Solanio. So, did I hear that right? I looked at the script. So I called Suzanne, and I was like, I'm sure you wouldn't want to waste an equity. She asked me if I would write the music
Right.
for the summer. And I said, well, I'll write the music if you cast me in the show. And I'm sure you wouldn't want to waste an equity contract on Solario or Solanio. And she's like, well, I'm just impressed that you knew the names. Well, I didn't until I asked Todd Denning.
Oh, that's good.
But it was a real thrill to do that.
Yeah.
And so I did write the music, but that was like incidental. And it went pretty well. So they gave me a bigger part the next year. I was the friar in
Romeo
whatever
and
that play
Juliet.
is.
Much
Yeah, it was the
ado
friar.
about nothing.
Thank you.
Right.
Much ado. And
Oh,
then,
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. And then the next year was Feste in Twelfth Night,
Oh,
which
wow,
was like
yeah,
a
yeah.
dream. I would say a dream role. I hadn't ever thought I would even do Shakespeare, but
Yeah.
once you do it,
Yeah.
if that's something that's even slightly in your wheelhouse, it's like, oh yes, let me try that.
Kind of hooks you.
Yeah. So it was terrific.
So you
But
wrote this song.
the
that
first
you and-
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
You wrote this song for which show? For Merchant?
No, for
Much ado.
Much Ado, and the
Oh.
lyric is actually from that show, from Much Ado About
Okay.
Nothing.
It was called Sigh No More Ladies.
Yeah,
That's
are we
right.
going to do it, Katie?
I'm going to do it. Are we going to do it?
Yes, you shall.
Yeah, well, I'll sing backup.
Yes.
You may sing the song.
Just as I did in the original production.
Excellent.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one
them go and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nanny 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 hey nanny 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 nanny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of man was ever so, since summer first was leafy. And sigh not so, but let them go and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nanny 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 hey nanny 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 hey nanny nanny nanny.
It's really great. And I remember being at the production and hearing that song. I thought it was lovely and well placed in the show, too. Really nice.
Well, thanks.
You guys sounded great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for singing it again, Katie. It's been
Oh,
a long
thank you.
time.
It has been a long time. I believe when I tried to get James, James wanted me to play a guitar part in that show that I didn't want to play, and I tried to get James to play it on the mandolin. And James was like, sure, I'll try to learn it. And he spent literally, I kid you not, he went, and he tried to play like 3 notes on the mandolin. He said, I can't do this. And he walked away.
I can't imagine.
And Katie Dow said, James, you have that instrument in your hand for 14 seconds. And I said, yes, and that's exactly enough time for me to know whether I'll ever be able to play an instrument or not.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. So, James, I was trying to remember this morning. Of course, I distinctly remember the summer we met, but I don't for sure know which year it was. If it was after our junior year in high school or senior. Do you remember? If it was 1980 or 81?
It was after our junior year in high school.
I think so, 1980.
And before our senior year.
Uh-huh.
At music camp
At
in
music
Madison.
camp in Madison.
The first day.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Auditioning for concert choir and musical theater class.
Yeah. Do you remember the teacher of that musical theater class?
Yes, Terry O'Donnell.
It was Terry O'Donnell.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Do you remember what you auditioned for and what you ended up doing there?
Yep. And I remember what you auditioned for and what you ended up
I
doing
remember
there.
too.
Yeah, I wanted to be Cornelius in the number from Hello Dolly, and Jeff
I wanted to be Pierpont Finch
in the
in
number
How to
from
Succeed.
How to Succeed,
Aw.
and it was
Opposite.
the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. And a blast.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I was
both had
super-
great fun with our parts.
Oh, absolutely. That was a super fun summer. It set off a long trajectory of our escapades, I would say.
It did. Well put, too. Well put. We weren't holy terrors, but yeah, we had some escapades.
Well,
Profane terrors.
we were really boisterous. I mean, we had a lot of fun, and we had two other cohorts. Wendy Jaquint Rowe, and Verge. What was Verge's last name?
League. It's now Virginia Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel. And the four of us dubbed ourselves the Chad Quartet because the Chad dormitory was right across the
Chadbourne.
street. Chadbourne. The Chadbourne Quartet was right
Chad
across
Quartet because we were groovy, but it was the
It was
Chadbourne.
the Chadbourne, and we
Hall.
called ourselves the Chad Quartet. Yeah. And we would go over there for lunch because it was right across from the Humanities Building.
And sing.
And we would sing. And at Christmas
Aw.
time, we would do 4-part carols. And I mean, we just did it. You know.
Now, this is at music camp still?
No,
oh
this
no,
was
this
when-
is
no,
in
this is in
college.
Yeah, this was
yeah,
in
yeah.
college.
Okay, great.
Now, Wendy wasn't at music camp with us, was she?
She was.
Oh, was she there that time too?
Yep.
Was she in the music theater thing with us? I don't think
She
so.
wasn't in our musical theater.
Yeah, but she was in the choir with us, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
I remember
yeah.
some of those songs we sang too.
You
Ish.
do?
Ish.
Ish?
Yeah. Kumbaya was one of them. Do you remember that arrangement of Kumbaya?
I
It was
do
so
remember
interesting.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, James and I, we hung out together in college.
Oh, I do remember Kumbaya.
Yeah.
There was a solo in that. I don't think you tried out for it because it was too low.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
I tried out for it, and a gal named Pam Gillis tried out for it.
Pam Gillis.
And we both sounded pretty good on it.
Uh-huh.
And it was like literally like 4 bars, maybe 8.
Yeah.
And the conductor of that concert choir couldn't decide who should sing it. So he divvied it up. So
Did
we
he
each
really?
had like a bar or two.
Sing your bar, James.
Yeah, back and forth
Oh,
singing the
that's
Kumbaya.
solo.
Yeah, my lord.
Yeah, it was sort of like that.
Yeah. So college together, and then we hooked up in New York, and finally then I got you.
Yeah,
and
you moved to New York like
we were,
maybe 2 years before I did, 1 year before I did.
Yeah,
Wow.
I moved there in '87 after grad school.
Oh, I'm 89. It was
Yep.
2 years.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, and we were in, when I moved there, we were in cabaret together at the Skylight.
That's right. That Pam Krieger
Oh,
directed.
man, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love this.
And Claire Morgan. Claire Morgan and I
Claire
were-
Morgan with Sally Bowles.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's
that
a
something?
long, long history when you're 39 years old,
I
like
know,
we are,
I
and
know.
you go back to college.
I know. It is something.
And then, did you ever work together at? Because James, when was the first time you worked at Heritage Ensemble, or is that what you were starting off by saying? No.
No, right. Heritage Ensemble was during college as well, and James did the 1983 season.
I did.
Yeah.
And,
at
Fred
that-
did 1982 and then
right.
1984, and you did maybe 85.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And by then, I think you had transferred. Maybe it was the year after that you transferred to Milwaukee.
I did. It was right after the Heritage.
Uh-huh.
I was at school in Milwaukee then. So we were no longer classmates, but we were still cohorts.
Oh, for sure.
I came
And
to Madison
I
and you came to
up that
Milwaukee.
summer, and you were over at the settlement.
Yes.
At
Every
the-
time I go by there, that's where I
Wow.
lived. My family now says, that's where you lived.
Like that. Monotone. That's
Yeah,
where
when
you
we
live.
drive by, because they know I'm going to shout it out. But what memories, that
Yeah.
brings back. And it was such a different experience. I had literally driven through Door County once.
Hard to drive through.
Well,
Yeah, right. Into the water we went.
up and down. The goal was Washington Island.
Uh-huh.
And my sister Kathy and her husband Steve would take these road trips around Wisconsin. And they would
Yeah.
take either me or my brother along. And I was on the one when we happened to go to Door County. So I can't say that was the first time I was ever here. But I was probably 9
Uh-huh.
when we did that. And like I say, we whipped
Yeah.
through to
Yeah.
get to the island and then came back because it was a day trip. And I remembered very little about it. But, I remember a lot from 1983. And I live here now.
Well, it's so interesting, isn't it? I mean, both of us had careers in New York, and we both really made a conscious decision to anchor ourselves here.
We did.
You know?
We did.
Which
I
is-
say this about our audiences at Third Avenue Playhouse, and it sounds terrible, so I shouldn't even say it, but I hope I can explain it to sound right. But, I talk about the audiences that we have there and how much we love doing what we do, and I say, and they deserve us. But they do.
Uh-huh.
They love what we do,
Uh-huh.
and I feel no diminution of I don't want to sound pretentious, but of artistic output, having moved from New York to Wisconsin, and I know that you don't either. And
Right.
I've been far more productive here and prolific than I was there.
Right.
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 And we both did not as good as some and better than most in New York.
Yeah.
And that's saying some.
Yeah.
So, we were some of the lucky ones
Yeah.
and more successful ones. No, we're not household names or anything, but we worked
Yeah.
in New York. And I don't know, I like this better. And this breeze. You would never have
it's
this
really
in New York.
it's a great place to be. So then James went on. I got him and Fred together. I think you met Fred maybe because of me in Madison.
Yes. It was that first summer.
Yeah, I think he came to visit or came to see or
He
whatever.
did.
Right.
He was too much of a renegade to
I know he
to
could
be in the music
to
camp.
be in the
He-
music camp. Yeah,
couldn't be pinned
he had
down
other
for
fish
2
to fry
weeks.
apparently.
Yeah.
But
he
anyway,
visited.
you met then, but then you worked together for the first time doing the passage for Northern Sky, and that was in 1995.
Right.
4.
Yeah, 1994.
4. Yes. 94. Thank you, Katie.
Oh, good. I
She
said
knows
that
it
on
all.
because I know she's going to correct me.
I
She
mean, and
knows
that
it
was
all.
my first exposure to James Valcq, because
You were the fangirl before that term was even invented.
oh yeah, I mean, had it really not been invented, I loved that show. And it was always one of my favorite ones. I remember Juanita Alley saying that The Passage was her favorite show, so I felt justified in also
Yeah.
having The Passage as my favorite show.
We really want to do that one at Play Club, which I want to talk to you about because it would be just fun to revisit it.
We've been doing play clubs
If
where we
can
read through old
find the
shows.
music.
I know.
There was a request for something from that. Who I think you might have made it. Jeff.
I made
Yeah,
it.
oh,
I want to sing "Tell Me with Your Eyes."
right, and I couldn't
because it's a
find
perfect
it.
Mask song.
That's true.
It is.
That's
Yes.
true. And did you know that Katie Dahl can sing the Miko Ghost song by heart?
Shadows in the moonlight, the night watch paces. Graceful white horses dance on the water. My dreamer weaves her tapestry of memory, in which she sees the face of her lover.
Katie.
Isn't that funny?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I had quite forgotten that one.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that was very rangy. Super rangy. Okay, so
Okay.
where are we at here?
Well, I
don't
think
know.
it's time to play James's and my most important collaboration.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I get to
We
sit this one
Well,
out.
I
We
feel this really
foreshadowed
should
this.
have been in trunk songs because it never was used in a show.
Right.
When you hear it, you may know why.
I mean, we didn't also write it for a show.
It's called "Who Put the Me in Valmy"
That's right.
Wait.
by
James-
Katie Dahl and James Valcq. James is getting all of his
James-
clothespins aligned.
And my
I was the
glasses.
first collaborator James collaborated with after Shakespeare, I think. I think James
With
Valcq
this song?
collaborated. Yeah, I think
Ah.
he collaborated with William Shakespeare, wrote Sigh No More, and then collaborated with Katie Dahl.
This is
on
like one of those
Who Put
Katie
the Me
and,
in Valmy?
Yes.
This is like one of those Katie and Emily things because we don't know who wrote the words
Yes.
and who wrote the tune.
Or why, in God's name,
why.
we decided to do it.
It's
Oh,
a ditty extraordinaire.
it sure is.
Sorry.
If you were at home for the holidays in 2011 when James and I and Karen Mull did that show, you may have heard the song. And other than that, I hope you haven't heard
Yeah,
it anywhere else.
if you missed that,
No.
now's your chance.
Now to be immortalized on Facebook
It
forever.
may
by the
never
way.
be heard again. Katie, are you ready?
I'm ready, James.
Who put the me in Valmy?
I did.
Who put the U in Institute?
You.
Who put the eek in Fish Creek? And the reek to boot?
You.
Who put the us in Brussels? If it was you, that's good. Who put the ill in Juddville and the ape in Maplewood? Oh, this is such an inspirational number. Shall we do more?
Yes.
Who put the car in Carno? Who put the owl in Rowley's Bay? Who put the cent in Peninsula Center? They get a hip hooray!
Hooray!
Who put the urge in Sturgeon Bay?
Gotta go.
Now we're really on a roll. Who put the jack in Jackson Port and the ass in Sevastopol?
Call the censors, please. That's a funny song.
It's a very funny song.
I dug these up.
Ridiculous.
Guess where I got them from?
The dad season ticket set.
That's probably right.
Well, what did you want me to guess? You drove to Lambeau Field this morning.
Yeah. No, I actually got them out of some mysterious box in the new production building that was not labeled Dad Season Tickets, but I couldn't think what else they possibly could have been for.
Hilarious. Katie, we have to do a shout out to somebody who we think might be watching. We forgot to talk about it during the George Shakespeare thing.
Yes.
Jeff, you asked if we were roving troubadours. Well, you know, some people might not know this about me or know why, but singing isn't really my favorite thing to do. And I get very nervous when certain people are in the audience who are really good singers, like Cindy Steele.
Oh.
And I was always one who never wanted to know who was in the audience. So, and it was a roving show, so I couldn't just look out in the audience. You know, there were different parts of the audience in different parts of Bjorkland.
This is 12th night. We moved
Right.
around, progressed.
We moved
yeah.
around. So, and there was this song that needed to be done. So Katie goes, "Oh, look, Cindy Steele is here." And I looked at her and I said, "Katie, what part of 'Don't Tell Me Who's in the Audience,' which is tattooed on my forehead, could you not read or understand?" So then,
So I said, okay, guess who's here? Her name rhymes with Lindy Meal.
Yeah, it's a code. Well, Katie, now our code is broken. We're going to reveal
Right, now they're
it.
going to know.
Everybody will know. So we call each other Lady Mall and Lames Malk,
That's
and
right.
we usually sign emails LM, the secret initials, so no one will know who we're talking about.
Now I know.
Yeah.
So hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lindy.
All been revealed.
It has.
Is it time for trivia?
Oh, I hope so.
Golly,
I certainly
gee.
hope so.
I
So-
wanted to say I think Anne Bernstein told us that Hamilton, what used to be on the $100 bill, and then got taken off, and Cleveland was put on
Yeah, the
$1,000.
Oh,
And then,
Oh.
and then when Hamilton got put on the 10, I don't know, but
Oh.
there was an
Cleveland.
answer to
Cleveland
that.
on the
Yes.
1,000.
Yes.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you, Ann Bernstein.
Thanks, Ann.
So, James, I asked you about areas of trivia expertise, and you said to me what?
I said I would try I Love Lucy trivia.
And
Right.
you said some other things too.
Oh, why are there more? I think I said foreign foods for 500, Alex, and
And of course, the old Broadway.
the musical comedies.
Yeah.
What are there? Is it a mix?
It's going to be a mix.
Oh my goodness!
It's going to be a mix, and it's going to be a little bit of a
James's-
parlor game because
James's
Holy
email
cow.
address is nevermix.
I know nevermix.com. I know. I'm gonna do the Lucy part this way. Can you tell me which foreign countries the Lucy show visited?
I can.
I wonder if you can get them all.
I can.
Oh.
Well, they visited Cuba,
That's true.
and they visited England.
That's right.
They went to France.
That's right.
They went to Italy.
Yes,
They went to Switzerland.
that's right.
They did not go to Spain. They did not go to Germany.
No.
They went to Scotland.
Yes, England. Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And do we need to go into the hour-long shows?
You can if you want.
Well, they went to Mexico
That's correct.
in an hour-long program.
That's right.
Foreign countries. Am I leaving one out?
Yes, two actually.
Oh my goodness.
But one is just a principality. I mean, it is a country, but
Oh, Monaco.
That's
she
right.
went to the Monte Carlo. Thank you for the subtle hint. I know it wasn't Liechtenstein. No,
Luxembourg.
Mike. That's a grand duchy, not a principality.
That's
Oh my
true.
gosh.
You're right. You're right.
How about obscure small European nations for 500, Alex?
And then
There's
is-
one more?
You're missing one more from the hour longs. I think that
Cuba,
What do I know
and
about this?
Mexico.
That there was only one fictional character on that particular episode. The fictional character was played by Lucy's mother as Little Ricky's babysitter.
Oh.
Catherine Card. No, Ricky's mother? Little Ricky's actual mother.
I think so. No.
Oh, for
maybe-
goodness sake. Well, she went skiing.
Not here, I don't think.
Oh, Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah. She was a geisha.
Did you
she
know
went
that
to
one?
Japan.
No, I didn't know that one.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not very good at the hour longs.
This is something.
I told
Japan.
James, he said, Katie and I can compete in the Lucy trivia, and I said, no, thank you. I love Lucy, but James is the superior Lucy knower.
Well, let's move on to the follow up. To the follow up, which is, can you name the national dish of Cuba?
Oh! Is it arroz con pollo?
Arroz con pollo? No.
No.
Chicken and rice.
Oh, is it that sandwich?
No. I'll give you a clue.
I guess I can't.
Do you? How well do you know Spanish? You know
Very
it sort of.
well.
Oh, it's old clothes. Is the
Oh,
translation?
vieja ropa.
Yes, exactly.
Ropa vieja.
Do you know what it is?
Ropa vieja, it's pieces of meat that are in a stew, and they're like pieces torn off of body of some dead animal.
Yeah, like that.
Cooking.
Like that.
Yeah, ropa
That's a
vieja.
vegetarian
Yeah,
to
ropa
talk
vieja.
about. Yeah, right.
No, that's exactly right. And do you remember in the Lucy special of when she went to Cuba, how she addressed Uncle Alberto?
Yeah, as mucha grasa,
Yes.
which they said
Being very
means
fat.
big
Is
fat
that
pigs.
yeah.
Big fat pig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of saying muchas gracias.
Oh.
Yeah. That's funny. And can you name a Broadway musical that has a scene set in Cuba?
Guys and Dolls.
Yes, that's correct, James.
Oh.
And do you know the two characters who go there?
Sky Masterson and Miss Sarah Brown.
And what song does she sing?
Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging.
Can you play it on the piano?
Well, sir, all I can... Oops, the transpose button is on. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Excellent, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Isn't it? I know. Okay. I love that.
But those are the easy ones. Oh, did I specify musical comedies that were written before 20 years ago? I don't know any of the modern shows of today.
No, believe me, I know you, James.
Oh, good.
Because I know you because I know me. And I would be the same way. So how about what is the one that I wanted to ask you that I thought, oh, this one will be hard. Oh, how about France? Do you know the national dish of France?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
National dish.
I mean,
not
interestingly,
foie
It's
gras, is
something
it?
that Julia Child would make, coq au vin.
no,
Boeuf
that's not a bad
bourguignon.
guess though. I
Boeuf
would say
bourguignon.
what?
Boeuf bourguignon.
No, not that either. I would say that if you had to kind of categorize it, it's exactly like ropa vieja.
It's a meat stew.
Yeah.
Is it os? Is it something bone related? Os? No.
Nope. The translation is pot of fire.
Pot au
Oh, pot au
feu.
feu.
That's right. Yeah.
Pot au feu.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
basically, pot roast.
I don't know nothing about no national dishes.
You don't?
No, I don't cook the national ones.
Oh, I see.
cook
I
the
see. Just the
I cook the
international one.
provincial dishes.
Yes, you only cook
Well,
the
this is an interesting
principality
question, I think.
dishes.
almost all of the big Broadway composing writing teams, and we'll mostly stick with composers on this one, have written shows that have been set in France. Can you name any?
Can and Silk Stockings are set in
Yeah.
Paris.
Yep. And
Old
who's the
new.
big composer?
That's Cole Porter.
Cole Porter, right?
Um,
Can you play anything from Can Can?
oh, sure. What do you want to hear?
He can.
Springtime.
Oh, boy.
I love Paris in the fall.
Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum.
Start
I
low. I love.
love Paris in the winter.
Dee-dee-dee-dee.
I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles. Now I love Paris every month. I started too high.
Can you name another one?
By
Any composer?
anybody?
Yeah,
Set in-
another American musical set in France.
France. Make a Wish by Hugh Martin.
Okay, that's not even on my list.
The lady known as Paris, France, half tart, half aristocrat. Greet the lady known as Paris, France. Tip your hat, tip your heels, click your hat. I don't know the words.
I did not know that one.
Click
So,
your hat.
Click your hat.
okay, so this
Tip your
leads to my question because I did not know this one. Do you know? I'm going to give you a clue about who the composer is.
I love a clue.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Irving Berlin.
Yes. Do you know?
Show. Oh, well, Miss Liberty.
Oh my God, he knew this one.
Yeah, it's not totally set in Paris, but the first scene goes to Paris because it's about the search for the model who may or may not have posed
For the
for the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
Or La Statue de Liberté, as some would say.
As those who eat pot au feu would say.
Would say.
And can you play anything from that show,
From
Miss Liberty?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
Oh,
15 cents for a chap and his elbow will admit you to the policeman's ball. Something else, and the words are really tricky, and there's something else all around the hall.
who starred in that show on Broadway?
Mary McCarty, Eddie Albert,
Very good.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Alan Ann McLeary.
And
played
Eddie
the-
Albert, for those who are keeping
Monique.
score, is, do you know him?
No.
Oh, Green Acres.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know that song.
You
I never
know
seen that show
song?
though.
Oh, you don't know the show? Oh. He
I
was
just
in
know
it with
the,
one of
I know
those
the theme
Gabor
song.
sisters.
Oh, okay.
Ava was in that one, right?
Da-da-da-da. The Chores.
Yeah. It's a clever
Times
opening
Square.
number.
It is.
It is a very clever opening number. James, you're passing this quiz with flying colors as I knew you would.
James kept, when we were rehearsing, James is like, do I get to rehearse the trivia? I'm like, no.
I know.
He
I
also
can
wanted to
assure
rehearse the
you-
bake-off.
I can assure you they didn't let me rehearse the trivia or the bake-off. Darn it.
How about a show set in Italy?
By who?
Any old American
A show-
composer?
Really?
Any
A
old
show
one?
set in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know who wrote it, and it might be an Italian show. Portofino,
Ooh.
that played on Broadway. Bravo Giovanni
Ooh.
is set in Rome,
Oh.
and
just
Do I-
making stuff up
and
now.
Do I Hear a Waltz is set in Venice.
Oh, do I
Do
know?
I hear a waltz? Yes, I do. I hear a waltz. There isn't a band, and I don't understand it at all. I just skipped the piano part.
Apparently the Chadbourne
That's Richard
Quartet
Rogers'
was not
song.
big on
Yeah,
words.
Rogers
not-
and Sondheim.
Uh-huh.
Rogers and Sondheim.
And Sondheim, exactly. That was a Stephen Sondheim lyric.
Wow.
That's not the Italian setting you were thinking of.
No. Of course, there's a new one that I don't really know.
Zorba.
No, it's Light in the Piazza.
Oh, Light in the Piazza, of course.
But how about a another Cole Porter show?
A Cole Porter show set in Italy.
Well,
oh wait,
ish.
what about 50 Million Frenchmen? That's another Cole Porter show set in France. And Paris,
Uh-huh.
starring Irene Bordoni, 1929.
Oh my goodness, 1929, Katie Doll.
Like so astonishing.
Um,
My Shadows in the Moonlight
Cole
Miko
Porter
song
show
is
set
less
in-
impressive.
Oh, Kiss Me Kate. But
Very
that's not
good.
set in Italy. That's set in Baltimore.
Well, it's set in Baltimore, but they go to Italy.
They don't go to Italy.
Well-
The play they're doing is set in Italy, so the scenery has an Italian cast.
That's true. That's true.
Come
That's
on,
true.
Jeff.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
That is a stretch. How about a musical set in Hungary, in Budapest?
But Lucy didn't go to Hungary.
Oh wait,
Oh, I know. Shop Around the Corner.
She Loves Me.
Yeah, She Loves Me.
Yeah. Oh wait, these are only the Lucy countries.
You got mail.
Yes.
Oh shoot! Oh, I didn't see the connection.
Yeah, they're all
Oh,
Lucy
well,
countries.
Scotland, Brigadoon,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
England. There's
Yeah.
tons of them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. How about Japan?
Switzerland.
How about Japan?
Yeah.
Well, the Mikado, Lovely Ladies, Kind Gentlemen. That was a musical version of Sayonara.
Oh,
I think.
wow.
Yeah. Or no, Tea House of the August Moon.
Oh,
rather.
okay. Yeah.
Tea House of the August Moon. Sayonara was a musical that Irving Berlin tried to write and took a few stabs at it and never finished.
How about good old Sondheim in Japan?
Oh, well, Pacific Overtures.
Right. Do you know anything from that? Do you know Pretty Lady?
I don't.
Oh,
I
it's such a-
love the song Someone in a Tree, but I
know.
couldn't play it.
No, I know.
I couldn't wing it.
No. it's a you should listen to that score. It's a terrific score. Don't you think?
Oh, it's remarkable, and
Yeah.
it's so un-Broadway.
It's so on Broadway. It's just beautiful.
I
It's
feel very.
absolutely
I think
beautiful.
you guys have to give me a work list.
Right.
I need to. I mean, I spent all of my childhood listening to AFT,
Right,
so I
right.
did not learn about the things that the normal people know about.
Yeah, it's something, isn't it?
Katie
Well,
didn't
you
learn about the
passed
shows
that with flying
didn't
colors.
premiere in Wisconsin. Wait, is that
I
it?
was hoping
Well, I
that
got-
we would
I
get to
got
do
more.
Switzerland, and I could
Oh.
say the last 5 seconds of The Sound of Music.
You're right, and that was on my list.
Oh well, there
well,
you go.
can you name? Oh, I didn't ask you if you could name the national dish of Italy.
Spaghetti, pizza,
It's not. It's
It's
not.
not pasta. It's
old ropes. Rope
It's not old ropes. Where do I have it though?
it's not old
wine.
ropes. It's not pot of fire or
is
old
not.
ropes.
It is not.
Gelato.
But it does have the name of an Italian city in it. Only in its
Roma.
Milanese.
yeah.
Milanese.
No, not Milanese.
No?
Bolognese.
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 Yeah, ragu.
Ragu.
Bolognese.
Oh, that sounds so
Ragu
good. I
bolognese.
would like to eat some pasta right now.
Doesn't it sound
sounds
good?
really delicious.
Yeah. Does anybody know what a bolognese is?
Doesn't have well, it has pork
It has a
or
lot of
beef
meat
in
in
it,
it.
right?
It's a meat tomato sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has it's a real meaty tomato sauce. I made pasta last night.
Did you? What'd you make?
I made pasta con le sarde. That means pasta with the sardine.
Sardines.
Yeah, with the sardines. It has the le, and I don't know why it has the article in there, but it does. It was very good. I have to eat sardines.
I know.
But I love them, and I'm looking at new ways to enjoy them, and that was a new favorite.
Here's the follow-up question on Italy.
What is it?
Which song did Barbra Streisand sing about someplace in Italy?
When in Rome, I do as the Romans do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you play any of that?
Sure. You gotta get a little bossa nova going. If in France, when in Spain, for reasons I don't explain, I remain enjoying the view.
A brew.
A brew. I don't deplore my fondness for fundador. You know how a fundador can lead to a few. And baby, when in Rome, I do as the Romans do.
That's
Yay!
excellent. It's such a
È
great
molto
song.
difficile resistere gli uomini d'Italia.
Yes, as he said. Do
That's
you
the
know?
patter in the middle of the song.
Do you know who? Do you know what little exchange Fred and Ethel had? See if you can complete this.
Oh, he knows.
When they went
Yes.
to Italy, you do. Fred says, when they're looking around for everybody in the hotel lobby, "Where is everybody?" Ethel says, "Even the owner won't stay around this old trap." Fred says, "Now, just a minute. It may be a little old, but it's cheap." And Ethel says,
So are you.
"Well, that makes two
Oh,
of you."
that makes Oops.
So Guthrie has been watching some I Love Lucy. That's my son. He's 4, and he's been watching. He refuses to watch any more than 2 episodes. He watches camping, and he watches what he calls chicken and rice, which is the
Arroz con
job
pollo.
switching.
Yeah.
Arroz con pollo. Yes, and he when you start watching I Love Lucy with like a 2020 lens, and you're trying to raise like a boy who's respectful of women, you're like, you start to feel a little bit like, but Guthrie makes me tell all the parts at bedtime. I have to say all the parts, and so he makes me at the end of the camping episode. Ethel is up in a tree, and Ricky is mad at her, so he's looking around for her. He says, "I don't see any birds." "Oh yeah, there's a big fat one right there." And Guthrie,
no, Rick, don't shoot
No, don't you hear? And Guthrie makes me say that if I try to skip it, he says, "No, say the part where he says she's fat." I'm like, "No, I don't want to tell that part."
Oh, I tell you.
Oh.
These are the joys of motherhood.
Yes, they are.
James Valcq introduced me to I Love Lucy and to Barbra Streisand.
Wow.
Yes, you did, to both of them. To both of them. Yes, indeed you did.
Well, I'm happy to have done so.
Well, me too. They have been a source of pleasure. Do you know the person who knows almost as much about Barbra Streisand and maybe more than you? It's Charles Williams. I did not know that about him when I met him. but
Really?
Yes. That
Wow.
When in Rome thing, he's like, "Oh, I'm all over it." I mean, as soon as I mentioned, he's like, "Oh yeah, I totally know that song. You knew every lyric." Yeah.
Me too.
I know. We talked a little bit about the fact that we had a premiere this past Friday of a collection of Northern Sky songs from shows that had played at the park over the past 10 years. It was called Songs of Hope, and Molly Rohde curated that, put it together, and she and Chase edited it, and it's lovely. It's absolutely beautiful, and you can still go to our website and you can register and you can purchase Songs of Hope. And one of the songs that Molly was hoping that she could put in it is One Act of Kindness from Boxcar, but we didn't have a complete taping of that show, and that song was one of the ones that was not taped. Molly did, unbeknownst to me, do a little promo recording of it just 2 days ago,
Yeah.
which was beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I'd already planned on singing it today, so apologies to Molly for kind of stepping on her lovely, just posted version of this song, but the more the merrier, and One Act of Kindness is something that we can always echo. So, say a fella is down and he might need a lift. One act of kindness, why now that's a great gift. For a fella who's out, it might bring him back in. One act of kindness. a fella is lonely, not a friend to be had. One act of kindness, well now that makes him glad. For a fella with nothing, it is something for sure. One act of kindness. Oh, a man will remember that he is a man, and he can do things that he knows he can. And he should do the things that he knows he should, because someone reminded him there is good in the world with one act of kindness. Say a fella is missing, but he doesn't know what. One act of kindness opens doors that were shut. For a fella who's lost, it might help him be found. One act of kindness, one act of kindness, one act of kindness.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah,
So
thanks,
beautiful.
James.
So
That
beautiful.
song, by the way, is by James, of course, who wrote the music for Boxcar with Laurie Flanagan as the lyricist, and it's a much needed sentiment these days, especially.
It is.
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You have one of the prettiest voices I've ever heard.
Oh,
And
you're
it's such
so
a joy
sweet.
to hear you sing anything I wrote. Can I tell a little story?
Oh, what is that?
Well,
He's always telling stories on me. All right,
I will.
go ahead.
Years ago, when I still lived in New York, I was up for. There was a Broadway production of a musical version of Dances with Wolves that was being talked about, and I was asked to write some songs on spec. For those who aren't in the showbiz, that means on speculation, I guess. Anyway. I asked Laurie Flanagan to write the lyrics with me, and I was in Door County that summer at Door Shakes. So I asked Jeff to record the male lead part, the Kevin Costner role. And it was a big, what they call an opera, Shana. It was like a
Yeah.
big production number, all kinds of stuff going on. There was a male chorus, there was a female chorus, there was an orchestration, there was
Buffalo.
Buffalo herding, there was everything all going on, and we recorded everything separately, and then Dave Alley and I put it together in his studio. And as I said, it was very complicated and contrapuntal, and I didn't know exactly how it was going to fit together until Dave and I, Dave put all the tracks together and played it back for me, and I was like, something isn't quite working in that male vocal. But Jeff was very busy that summer, and we had to steal him just to get him there to record the part that he did. So I said, well, Dave, I'm here. I'll overdub the line. I'll just imitate Jeff's voice. And Dave said, can you do that? And I said, Dave, if I could make my voice sound like Jeff's, do you think I would sing the way I do?
Oh,
So we left it as it was.
it was
Oh, look
fun,
at this.
fun to do that. Yeah, it's the
gotten
bake.
the
It's
baking. I'm
Dave
gonna-
Alley, our trusty tech director,
Thank you,
and
Dave.
also fellow baker, has delivered this week's plate of goodies. And goodness gracious,
And
James
I've been
has all
asked
three
to
on
show
his.
you.
Is there a
So I'm
close-up?
showing you. Yeah.
Katie, can you do a
Katie's
close-up?
going to do a
This
little
is so
close-up of some of
beautiful.
them anyway. So we have I know that Dave said that he baked a shortbread, a savory shortbread with well, we won't say what's in it because we want people to guess. And then Katie Dahl has an icebox cake on here, which she can explain a little bit more about. And I did a savory loaf this week. I did a yeast bread with some surprise ingredients in it. And then I included 2 pieces on the plate because I needed to gussy it up just in case one needed gussying. So
Gussying is often a fine choice.
it can be, and you'll have to guess what that is as well. All right, so you can dive in
Oh, I
and
have to
decide.
guess what
You
it
can either
is?
go for the savory first, or go for your
I'm gonna
dessert,
go for
or
the shortbread.
okay. So this is Dave Alley's, and we're all going to taste that together because we all have that on our plate.
Yep.
Mm. Mm.
Oh wow.
Mm.
I love that.
Mm. Mm.
So
Good combo of flavors.
Mhm.
I was gonna guess what flavors are in here, but Dave told me beforehand, so I think it would be unfair. So, does anyone
You have
else
some
have a
ideas,
guess?
James, about what you're tasting in this cookie?
Well, the apricots you can see.
Right,
Dried apricots.
right.
Is there some kind of nut?
There is a nut in there,
That's
and I think
ground up in it?
David said it was walnuts?
Pine
Pecans.
nuts.
Pine
Pine
nuts.
Pine nuts.
Pine nuts, that's right.
Oh, no wonder the flavor is so delicate.
And then there's also an herb in this.
Yeah. Marjoram or thyme?
I think thyme.
Thyme, right?
Yeah, thyme.
Good job, you guys.
Excellent.
Marjoram. That is a
Yeah.
choice I would never have thought.
Wait, can I finish it?
I know. I know.
No. Oh, we have to move on.
Well,
Well,
no.
I mean,
yes. What's next?
Well, let's have dessert last. So we're
Okay.
going to Jeff's creation.
should we eat the cream cheese one or the?
Ungussied.
Oh,
Yeah, try
ungussied.
ungussied
Okay.
first. Just so, because I made Charles do this taste test. And
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
we couldn't decide for sure about whether it needed gussying.
So
Well, it's ridiculous. It's really good. It has green olives. They're visible to the naked eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not so good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to know, but it's not such a remarkable
impressive.
observation. No.
there's a cheese. Jeff told me. See, this is the thing I know.
Yeah, I did. There is a cheese in there.
That real light Italian cheese.
No, it's actually a hard grated cheese.
Oh, no, but it's Italian.
Yeah, it is. It is
It's a
indeed.
hard grated cheese.
Yeah.
I can taste it in the bottom crust because it kind of did that thing that cheese does.
Yeah, because it all gets mixed into
Where
it.
it
Did the thing that cheese
That
does.
cheese does when it enhances its already unbelievable deliciousness.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's an Asiago.
Yeah, Asiago.
And then there is an herb in that bread as well. From the garden.
Well, here's a little piece of it. I'm
Yeah.
going to try to isolate
Are
it.
you going to isolate it? Yeah.
Try it. Good luck.
I know. Good luck indeed.
It's not rosemary, is it?
It is indeed.
Oh,
Katie Doll.
great.
Rosemary.
Good, Katie.
Yes.
Good, Katie.
And then I decided to make some cream cheese again.
I know. Yeah. Well, a few weeks ago, I don't know if you were listening. Jeff is like, then I made cream cheese. Like, how did you make
Oh,
the
yeah. Do
cream
you have a
cheese?
little creamery?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but he mixed it. But yeah, tell us about this.
Well, taste it and
gussying.
see what you think. I know both of you are fans of this particular thing.
Now I'm thinking, what does Jeff know that I'm a fan of?
We've
Is
talked
it
about
wine?
this. We've talked about this ingredient.
Is it wine?
Is it
would
saffron?
absolutely-
It is not saffron.
Is it?
Is it red peppers?
Well,
Roasted red peppers?
It's made up of peppers.
Harissa.
It's exactly right. Yeah. Yep.
It's harissa?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yummy. I love it. I like it both ways.
But
Right. I
so
know.
subtle,
I know.
Jeff.
Right.
yeah.
it's very subtle.
Yeah. I didn't want to
Yeah,
overwhelm.
I would just load in the
I know.
harissa, but it's like
I know.
it's a perfect balance.
Yeah.
And the bread still comes through. Really good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love it. Enjoy it. I'm not done with it yet.
I'm moving on to Katie's icebox
alright.
cake myself.
Icebox cake. So
Yeah. Tell us. Oh,
Yeah.
let's guess.
okay.
No. Oh, wow. That first bite was not what I was expecting at all. I was thinking it was going to be chocolate just based on looking at
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
it's real cinnamony, but something else.
Well, there's a strawberry layer. And then you have this really interesting kind of a shortbread crust.
And the shortbread crust I made last week, you may recall, if you're a
Yeah.
regular viewer. I made shortbread cookies, and
Really good,
the
isn't
first batch didn't. I wasn't happy with their consistency as cookies, but so I saved them, and I actually this whole idea of this icebox cake was based on wanting to find some way to use that shortbread.
What a
as
clever
crust.
application of food recycling.
Why? Thank you.
Well, there's some ginger in there.
Yep. So you actually, what you do? Shall I tell you?
Oh, please do.
So
Yes.
you make ginger cookies. This is just cookies.
Oh, crumbled up.
Well, actually the layers are not even crumbled; they're just set.
It's sort of like tiramisu almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And mascarpone, like you might use and I don't ever know now that I'm watching the Great British Baking Show.
This is a ginger cookie.
It's a ginger cookie.
Yeah.
Mascarpone. What do we say in America? Do we say the e? The
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone. We
yes,
just
okay.
say it
I don't
like
think we say
Italians,
that in
just so we
America,
say-
everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We say that in America.
Anyway, so there's that mascarpone mixed with. Does anyone want to know what it's mixed with? It's
Yes.
with the it's mixed with strawberries and strawberry puree.
Real strawberry puree
Yes.
in the frosting layer.
Yes, and
exactly.
lime juice and lime zest
Oh,
and
man.
fresh ginger.
Wow. So yeah,
It's
you got
insane. Did
it's
you
packing a
invent
punch
this?
here.
I didn't invent this. This was a New York Times recipe.
Oh,
Katie's a big New York Times
I am.
follower.
Yeah.
I've been doing the Milk Street thing some, but this bread recipe is from America's Test Kitchen.
And is that where yours is from, David, too? America? No. Who knows where it's from? We don't know. But it's this is a great day.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Great day of baking.
man. The flavors.
Aren't
yeah.
we lucky?
I wish our
We are
TV
lucky.
audience
I know. I
could
know.
partake. It's
Our
really
TV
delicious.
audience has been asking for these recipes. That's going to be a follow-up at some point down the road. We'll put together a cookbook.
I'm so
That'll be
envious
fun,
of
won't it?
people who bake. I would have brought something, but I can't bake. I could be in a cook-off, but
Yeah,
not
you're a great
bake-off.
cook, James, though.
I am good, but I'm a
Yeah.
hideous baker.
Well,
I've made a lot of really
all have
useful
strengths.
doorstops in my time when I've tried it.
But James has made some delicious meals for me. When we were in New York, I still remember going down to your place. I can't remember where you lived. You were like down in were you in the East Village? Or where were you?
Kips Bay.
Oh, you were in Kips Bay. That's right. That's right. I knew I was going south, but not that far south.
Not too far.
And you made, it was like I don't know if it was a Peruvian dish or something, but it was loaded with peppers. I mean, it was hot,
Did you
hot.
die?
It was hot, 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 hot.
you
I loved
die?
it, but it was hot, hot,
Well,
hot.
you made something for me. I remember coming up to your place, and you made a Moroccan
Yes.
or North African vegetable dish. It was all like root vegetables.
Yes.
And there was a hot
Hot.
condiment.
Yes.
Was it harissa?
No, it wasn't.
No.
I baked mine right in, but it
Yeah.
was like an oil with hot peppers and some spices and herbs in it.
That's right.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, and I served it all over couscous.
Yes,
Of course.
over couscous. It was
I
great.
know. We're
Sounds
foodies.
Awesome. I know.
Oh gosh. Well, you get to pick a winner. We don't really have winners or losers.
No.
Doc Heidi says he's morally opposed to
Right.
contests, and we're gonna take that up as our mantra.
The winner, I declare the winner is me because I have all three things on my plate and I get
love
to
it.
eat them.
Nope, you don't get to do that. You get to choose one.
I have to choose one of you? I can't. They're all wonderful.
Well, you're not choosing one of us. You're just choosing one of these. We make something different every week, so we don't feel that it reflects
and
on
we-
us.
it's
All
Unless
right.
we win, then we feel it reflects on
all
us.
right, well then my personal favorite of these three, right at this particular moment in time at 4:47
Yeah.
p.m. this Sunday, is the ungussied version of this
Oh,
bread.
that's interesting
It's
to know.
just kind of a perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't need the cream cheese harissa.
I think it's true.
The harissa is fine, but it doesn't require gussying.
Yeah.
It's really delicious. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And this cake is a recipe I want.
Okay, yeah, great.
Really, and the cookies too. I think all of these.
We did a
were
good job,
really,
everyone.
really
Go
good.
and-
Team Dave Valley Katie.
Post
So
the
good.
link
Jeff.
in the comments, Katie.
Well,
because
we're not
it's
going
really
to
good.
because
No.
we're not going to reveal that we are holding back.
We are because we're going to put out a cookbook. We have
Yeah.
too many shows under our belt now.
Yeah.
We could have a really fun time doing that.
Yeah. Thank goodness they're all on film because I would not remember all the things that I had made if we
It's
couldn't go
true.
back and look.
It's true.
Thank you,
think- yeah.
Dave. Loving
Yes.
it.
Maybe somebody's compiling them for us.
Maybe so.
We are going to have to do our final number
Final
because-
number.
It's time for a number.
because we
Yes.
are in the witching hour.
Can I please untranspose it so Katie and I can hit it?
We're going to do a non-Northern Skies song, but it ties into the whole sort of into the it's American musical theater, that's for sure.
For sure.
And this is the trolley song from Meet Me in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis,
Yeah.
that place
It will be.
where they had the World's
Well,
Fair.
the line from that is, I have a nephew and we call him Louis. Well, is he a city? No. Well, is he a saint? No. Well, then there's no comparison.
Who says that?
Tootie.
Oh.
I mean, the Iceman
Uh-huh.
says it to Tootie.
Oh,
He
that's
says,
great.
"I have," because she says, "Excuse me, sir. It's pronounced Saint." No, she says it's St. Louis, right? Yeah, he
It's
says
pronounced
Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah, right. She corrects him to say St. Louis, and that's
And that's
how it
what he
goes.
says.
Yeah,
That's good.
we have a nephew.
Very
We
good.
call him Louis. And when I first got to know James, part of the reason we hit it off is because he knew things like this. Obviously, I didn't know he knew so many things I didn't know also, but now I do. This is one of my faves.
Hilarious. Well, let's have a go at it, shall
Oh,
we?
let's.
All right.
With my high top collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head,
I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead.
With my light brown derby and my bright green tie, I was quite the handsomest of men.
I started to yen, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings.
from the moment I saw him I fell.
Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Bump, bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings.
When he smiled I could feel the car shake. He tipped his hat and took a seat. He said he hoped he hadn't stepped up on my feet.
She asked my name. I held my breath. I couldn't speak because I scared her half to death.
Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Plop, plop, plop went the wheels. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings.
As he started to go, then I started to know how it feels when the universe reels.
The day was bright, the air was sweet.
The smell of honeysuckle charmed you off your feet.
You tried to sing, but couldn't squeak. In fact, you loved him so you couldn't even speak. Here we go. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Plop, plop, plop went the wheels. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, he stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of the line.
That was such a long time you held that note.
Well, what a blast we've had. Thanks, James, so much for joining
Thanks
us.
for asking me.
Yeah,
I'm
such
thrilled.
a good time.
What fun.
And please do check out what's going on at Third Avenue Playhouse. We didn't even get a chance to talk
Oh,
about
right.
the fact that
Shoot.
you guys,
Heavens.
they are under a great capital campaign right now. So you can go and you're going to have your gala event a week from today.
A week from today.
Yeah,
And
so
if I
check
was a
it all
good
out.
coach,
Everything's
Mr.
on their
Drucker, know
website,
the-
Third Avenue Playhouse.
Oh, yeah, go to the
You
website.
can still sign up for the gala, right?
Yes,
Oh,
you can
totally.
still sign
Yeah,
up for the
great.
gala, and you can still contribute to the capital campaign. You can still go see it, Third Avenue Playhouse in progress.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Do it. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Good. You're welcome.
Thanks,
Good night.
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great
Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh.